Well, two things probably. So one on sort of the theory side is just the shadow work. Like that was such a great process and approach and theory to learn like right away. We kept coming back to that over and over again. And just getting into that process and getting familiar with the idea of the shadow and persona and the whole dynamic there has definitely it really clear to me how that's the first step. But essentially the technique of, yeah, staying with a sensation or emotion in the body and working with it directly with active imagination and dialogue, that's been like the most direct and powerful tool I've experienced in receiving it and then also practicing with other people. Like, I think understanding, like Rob says it so well, and he said it multiple times, like the theory being the map and then working with the emotion being the journey. And I felt like so clear. I even recently had a session with someone where we were talking about what was going on, and there it felt very up here. And at a point, I was like, "All right, let's pause and like go inside." And it didn't take much from me for them to just drop in and have a really direct experience with their inner world and their psyche, and all like the answers like really flowed out very strongly. And I think specifically, I'm really motivated to work with creatives just because I know I really brought my journey with music to the program for what I was working on personally. And I feel like I've seen major shifts for in how I'm approaching music and working with it just in those 6 months. I remember a moment where I was playing guitar and like felt a lot of frustration come up, and because I was in the course, took the time to go sit down and just like close my eyes and breathe and be with that feeling. And I think I remember, and I don't remember in this moment what it was. I remember some insight coming through, but also just the experience of like staying with that feeling and changing the pattern from like, oh no, this is bad. I shouldn't be feeling this. I think it it's opened up more space in my music practice where I think I'm not as critical of myself. I don't feel like I'm going into these like big stories about it that feel really overwhelming. Um, Definitely a lot, and this is something I was thinking about when it was happening and could go revisit, but the idea of like non-attachment to results was a really big one that I was sitting with and really impacted me. And I've experienced going and playing live and feeling less attached to like how good I sound and having more fun and feeling more free and feeling like tapped in and in the flow. So I feel pretty clear on wanting, like, I think that would be really valuable to work with other people on. And that's just already come up um, in practice sessions I've done with people. Well, I'll just say for me, when I was really clear that I wanted to do some kind of Jungian work, specifically something that went deeper than what I imagine a lot of life coach trainings do. So the fact that it's this program specifically looks at the shadow and the things that um, we may not be aware of that are controlling us unconsciously. And the whole, the idea that, okay, if there's resistance, like we move towards it and do it in a right way. Yeah, and it just really, I felt really aligned with this idea that yes, it's coaching and it is about like finding success and that kind of thing, but it's also about becoming who you really are, like the process of individuation. And I know I'm a person that it feels right for me to work in areas that feel very authentic on a deeper level than just the ego or tricks to be successful. And I feel how powerful it is because it really is doing work on a deeper level that's undeniable.